5 words to flip your whole day. Try it before your coffee. Good day to you all, and welcome to Bad Day Excellence, the podcast where we turn those tough days into opportunities for growth. I'm Brian Walsh, an optimist with over a decade of experience in marketing, leadership, and personal transformation. In that time, I have lost over 100 pounds. I've written a book, ran a marathon, and worked with some of the most inspiring people I've ever met. I'm here to help you build habits that create clarity, success, and a meaningful life, even when life feels a little chaotic. Every week, we dive into the art of habit formation and how you can apply it to your career, parenting, relationships, and beyond. Ready to turn your bad day into next breakthrough? Let's get started. Today, we're using a simple 5-word question to create clarity on demand. But before we do that, let me share a story with you. In the beginning of the summer, I was having a lot of trouble with my morning routine. I can't tell you how ridiculous this is because I've been doing the same routine for half a decade. I wake up at 4:15, I get moving, I either lift, run, stretch, doesn't matter. I just move my body. And this helps tame the mind. But once I was finishing this workout, nothing was clicking into place to move forward. My head knew I had my day job and tasks to get done, but my heart was pulling me in another direction to drop everything and work on Bad Day Excellence. Oh yeah, by the way, my kids and my wife were stuck in the middle, and they're supposed to be my number one priority when it comes to my self-imposed values and principles. This pulling of priorities left me never moving at all. I was just stuck in the middle. My ADHD proved champion, and all of the forms of executive function just were non-existent. I wasn't helping out with the kids to get ready. I wasn't getting work done at a rate which I felt comfortable with. And I was doing nothing, just consuming for Bad Day Excellence. I wasn't creating. It was just all talk and no action. This changed when I began to reflect on my emotional triggers and my current routine. When I took a step back, I noticed that I was pushing too hard for Bad Day Excellence as an escape because work was boring. I was researching, watching other content creators teach or promote, but really I wasn't challenging myself to move because it was just easier to veg out. So I took action, right? Like for every trigger I identified, I wrote a new following action, and that gave me the same prize. It's as simple as this. I started asking myself, what's my one win today? This quick 5-word prompt launched me into craving a tiny win to release the dopamine that my brain was craving. Every morning I would tackle the same trigger. And when I wanted to raise my phone and open up social media, I would just ask, what's my one win today? And then when something jumped into my mind, I would do it. It became kind of a game of stacking the wins, just as many as possible, because these tiny wins meant momentum towards my goals. Eventually, my morning was filled with tiny wins, and that prioritized my family, my mental health, and my productivity. I didn't always win, but with consistency every single day, trying to find my tiny wins and identify the trigger and then act in the same way, I found a very good blend to move forward. Now I'm back in kids' school mode, which comes with a whole new slew of different problems. Like my youngest has his new bus schedule, which is smack dab in the middle of a lot of meetings that I already have scheduled in the morning. But I'm 2 weeks in, and when I ask my wife, Do you need help? She's mentioned the other day, she was like, you're doing better. And I know that you'll step in when you see the opportunity to do so. In fact, it happened this morning. I got my youngest ready for school. He woke up early. So why not, right? I'm up there. So let's walk through a possible example to incorporate this clarity habit into your morning routine. Tomorrow, when you take your first sip of coffee, or maybe you journal in the morning, or whatever you do consistently in the morning, ask yourself out loud, what is your win for today? Write it down and circle it. Then reward yourself with a 30-second done visualization and tiny celebration. It's absolute science that when you visualize, you increase the likelihood of being successful. So close your eyes, envision it, and just like tiny high five to yourself because you just did some action and step towards your win. Some of the common pitfalls that I see when people try to, tackle this process is that they choose projects instead of wins. Projects are large, overarching things. Yes, they're, you can celebrate that win, but really what we're looking for is something small. Maybe it's just getting started. Maybe it's aligning your tools. Maybe it's, just planning your day. That is a win, not a project. Also, don't choose 5 wins. Choose one. I only want you to focus on one. So how can we apply this in, this same question across other areas of your life? At work, ask yourself, what's my one needle mover for today? Parenting, what's our one connection moment? Health, what's one habit that restores me, gives me energy back? Money, what's one smart money move? Personal growth, what's one courageous micro step? A question I get a lot with people in professional sense is, what if my boss hijacks my day? First of all, someone else's fire does not always have to be yours to put out. Yes, the proverbial shit rolls downhill. And yeah, sometimes we have to complete the task and eat the frog to just help our superiors. But let's create clarity and allow them to make the trade-off. Try this scripted reply. If A needs to be done today, then that will push B to next week. Is that okay with you? This allows for reflection by your boss and begins to establish boundaries so you don't burn out. A byproduct from this clarifying question shows that you are aware of what work needs to be done and builds trust between you and your boss. Another question is, what do I do if I haven't accomplished my win by noon? I actually have a habit of performing a quick gut check in the middle of my day. I'll look at my tasks and I'll realign. And first, I don't harp on the fact that I haven't knocked off the items on my to-do list. I look back and I look for tiny wins. Hey, what did I do? All right, well, I helped this person prioritize this. I helped get this system back online. I was able to execute this thing that I wasn't planning on, but I got it done. You look back and you find wins all the time. And once I've rewarded myself with a Jolly Rancher at this win I had not really planned on, then I find a way to either make a smaller version of my win that I was planning on that I can do in the next 5 minutes and build that momentum, or I'll block my calendar to catch up and execute. So now we're at the favorite part of the show. That's the challenge. I love to engineer my environment so that I become more successful. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to post a question on a sticky note, postcard, whiteboard, whatever, glass, I don't know. And, just put this question where you'll see it every morning, right? And again, the question is, what is my win today? All you need is a glimpse, and then all of a sudden your subconscious will start moving and trying to figure out and answer that question. And then, like a eureka moment, maybe after your sip of coffee, you'll get that answer. What is your win today? So if you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button and leave a review or comment or anything. And if you feel feisty, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, anywhere my podcast is listed or where you listen to your podcast. Give me a 5-star rating. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This helps share us and the show and our message to everyone. Ratings, comments, and shares are all forms of showing love, not to me, but to others, because together we can spread our good vibes on people's bad days. I'm Brian Walsh, your guide to habit crafting and biggest champion. Thank you for watching Bad Day Excellence, and I cannot wait to see you next time.